What is going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and we are here for a CGC submission. We have a total of 4 books that we decided to send in to CGC. It's been a long time coming since we actually sent something in, but with the crazy wait times and all the other crap that's been going on with CGC, we kind of broke down and we said, you know, let's just send these books in, only because they're high value dollar books, and to keep them in the raw form, we were kind of a little bit nervous, so we wanted to send them in, get these books graded so we can actually have some protection. We didn't really need any, monetary grade stuff like that. We actually just want protection for these books. Some of them might be for sale when we get them back, but let's go ahead and take a look at each book and tell you what we think the grade is, and hopefully when these books come back in a month and a half to 2 months, we'll match them up and we'll do another video saying what they actually came back at. This is Rye Guy, for those of you who don't know. Say hello.
What's up, guys?
He actually has a book in this submission as well, so that's part of the reason why we did this thing, was to get his book graded, and I thought it was a good opportunity for me to kind of send some stuff that I had in. Hopefully, like I said, it comes back, with positive results, in good condition, without any damages, stuff like that. So we all know what's been going on over at CGC, so we're going to take a step in a direction and hopefully just pray that we get the grades you want and that they come back in good shape. So, you ready for the first one?
Yeah.
All right, so the first one is one of my books. It is, I just showed this in a recent video. It is Werewolf by Night, number 32, the first appearance of Moon Knight. This is actually a nice high-grade copy of this book. There are a few spine ticks along the side, but it actually is a really nice copy. I'm going to say that this book is about a 7.0. When I purchased it, they thought it was probably about a 7.0 to 7.5. I'm going to stick with that. I think it's a 7.0, not a 7.5. So if we get a bump, I'll be happy. If it comes back lower, I will be a little upset, only because of what I paid for this book. But what do you think?
I think it would be a 7.5 or 8.0 because the cover looks pretty nice. I haven't seen the inside of the book, so I don't know what the inside looks like. But the outside, the cover looks pretty good. It
is. I mean, the only thing I said, there's a few ticks on the spine. There's actually one little white. You're not going to be able to see it now. You can see a little bit right there. White, like a little piece that's out. Like it's really like a pinhead. The size of a pinhead. So I'm thinking this has come back a 7. That is the only really defects on this book. I pressed it myself. It came out beautiful. There's probably about 4 or 5 spine ticks though. So other than that, it looks great. All right, you ready for your book?
Mm-hmm.
All right, his book is a copy of Young Avengers #1, and we think that this is a high-grade book. So I'm going to let you go first. Go ahead. What do you think it's going to come back at?
So, I think it's going to come back around a 9.6, 9.4, somewhere around there. And if we're looking at the cover here, there's not really that much stuff that can make it low grade.
Well, it's not. It's lower grade. So I will say this. So we pressed this book, and I thought it came out great. Like, do I think it has 90 potential? I don't know, only for the fact because I don't really collect too many modern books. So when I look at a modern book, I know they allow certain defects for 9.8 still to be 9.8s. That's why we're taking a chance at sending this in, because we kind of don't know what it's going to come back. I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to call it a 9.4, but I got to be honest, and this can come back for anywhere between a 9.4 and I think a 9.8. There is no color breaking spine tick. I'll put it that way. This is like a minor non-color breaking spine tick. So I don't know if that's a printing issue or not. There's a little bit of a, which I doubt you guys are going to be able to see this here, like a white. It could be a printing issue there as well, because it's not a ding and it's not a color break. So it looks like almost like a printing issue. So I don't know. I'm going to call this a 9.4 just to be safe, but who knows? In a couple of months, we may be getting back a 9.8. That's the hope. So we're going to, hope and pray that at least a 9.6. If that gets a 9.6, we're happy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If a 9.4, I think it's still happy, because what'd you pay for that book?
I paid like $65.
Yeah,
for
so
it.
I mean, if that comes back a 9.8, the price of that book is around $1,100 was the last sale, so that's a pretty good return.
That's really what I'm trying to do. Like, if it gets like a 9.8, I could sell that for up to $1,100.
That's the plan. So the Werewolf by Night that we did, I paid $2,700 for it, but if it comes back at 7.0, that's over a $3,000 book was the last sale, and only going higher. And I do believe that we have some room to go once they drop that first trailer for the Moon Knight show. So we're going to get into book number 3. This is book number 3. I did not want to grade this book, but because I have 2 copies, I figured I might as well send this one in only to make this submission worthwhile. It is a copy of Fantastic Four, number 48, the first appearance of the Silver Surfer. So, low grade book. There's definitely some spine wear, and I'm gonna try to do it so you guys can see it. And there's a lot of glare, so I apologize. There you go. You can see the spine wear a little bit there. I believe when I bought this book, they thought it was like a 3.0, and I didn't say that's about right. It's about a 3.0 copy to me. I did press this book myself. There is a color breaking crease that goes along this side of the book here. Hard to see here because of the glare. You can see it a little bit. So I'm going to say this book is a 3.0. Still has nice color, nice picture. I do have a 1 raw copy that I will leave raw, but I did press this book myself as well. There weren't too many defects. It just kind of flattened out the cover. Looks nice, presents well, but like I said, I think it's a 3.0. How about you?
I think it's a 3.5, 4.0. Cause the cover looks pretty good. Yeah, I think it's a 3.5, 4.0.
So like again, I don't know if it's a 4.0 only because of the spine wear. That's why I'm going to be conservative and call it a 3.0. Hopefully it's not a 2.5 because that would be disappointing if it came back a 2.5. But I think a 3.0 probably where it should go. So hopefully we get it back. I actually selected a custom label. We're going to get the Silver Surfer label on that one. So I think that would be cool. I don't know if I should have gotten the Fantastic Four label, but because it's the first Silver Surfer, I went with that. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. Did I choose the right label, or do you guys not like the custom labels? I kind of like them. Not all of them, because some of them are a little weird, but the Silver Surfer one is pretty cool. I've actually gotten it before on one of my other books. So this is the last book we have for today. Again, I did not want to grade this book, but because of the high dollar value, I feel like it was prudent for me to go ahead and have this book slab just for protection. So that is a copy of Giant Size X-Men number 1. The first appearance of the new X-Men team. Now, I purchased this book from one of my LCSs in my area. It is a beautiful looking copy of this book. This is tough. You want to take a start? What do you think this will come back at? Go ahead.
Okay, so I see a little dirt on the top. I don't know if that's the bag or it's the book.
I think there's a little bit of dirt on the top left-hand corner of the book, and it shows only because it's a white cover, right? So go ahead, throw out a grade. What do you think?
I think it's an 8.0.
I would jump for joy if it's an 8.0. I don't think it's going to come back an 8.0. I'm going to say that this book is going to come back a 6.0, and I am being conservative because again, you're not going to be able to see it. There's a little bit of a spine roll only at the bottom. The top actually looks pretty good, but the white is really white on this book, and the colors pop. That's one thing that drew me to this book. Also, I didn't tell you this, so before your grade came out, there is a 1/2 inch rip at the bottom of this book on the back cover. So a 1/2 inch rip. Okay, they actually had this book graded at a 7.5 without the rip, so they brought it down to they actually called it a 7.5 with a rip in the back. So I'm going to say this book is a 6.0. That's my guess. That's what I'd be okay with. I actually think I got a really good deal on this book. So either way, if it were a 5.0, I'd be a little disappointed, but for a monetary value, we'd be doing fine on it. So actually, I'll tell you what I paid. I paid $4,200 for this. So of course, this is going to cost me a little bit to actually slab. So we'll see how we have to factor that in. But other than that, if this comes back a 6.0 or higher, I am happy. So I forgot to tell you about the rip, so that's my fault, dude. But either way, these are the 4 books we're going to be sending in. We're actually going to send them in on the express tier, only because we don't want to wait around 5 months for the books. And some of these are high dollar values, so we had no choice. And the one was if it comes back a 9.8, that's a high value dollar book as well. So that's it for this submission, guys. You guys let me know what you think. I know some of the glare out there prevents you from seeing what we see, but what do you think the grades are on these 4 books? Are we overgrading? Are we undergrading? Let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, again, if you like the content we put out there, go and hit that subscribe button for us. Go ahead and hit that like button, and of course share this with everyone out there in the community so you can kind of get this out there to everybody. And of course, it always helps the channel. So this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching,
and talk to you guys soon.